Before the Latin American revolutions, Europe went through the Enlightenment era, which sparked the American and then the French revolutions. This encouraged elite Creoles and slaves who felt discontent towards their mother country to revolt and fight for their freedom. Along with the French Revolution, Europe was also experiencing the devastation of the Napoleonic Wars. Spain in particular was having trouble maintaining power and influence within its colony due to King Ferdinand being overthrown and replaced by a French king, who the colonies felt no loyalty towards. After Europe established peace once again, Spanish Bourbons imposed reforms as an attempt to centralize and maintain power within the colonies. By that time, Latin America had gained a strong sense of nationalism and was ready to create a revolution of its own. Even though racial and social divisions created hostility among the groups, they all mainly agreed on wanting one thing: freedom from their mother country. Soon, high-ranking Spaniards born in the Latin American colonies known as Creoles that resented being treated as second-class citizens to Peninsulares who were born in Spain were leading revolutions by creating juntas, political communities that claimed the right to rule in certain regions. Mestizos and mulattoes that were angry at being denied status, wealth, and power, Native Americans who suffered economic misery under the colonial rule, and enslaved Africans that wanted freedom joined the Creoles in the revolution against the colonial autocratic monarchs of Spain, Portugal, and France, who ruled through the Council of Indies and the Spanish viceroys. The ideologies of nationalism, regionalism, and liberalism started the revolutions, but then were changed into communism and socialism. It all started with Haiti in 1790 when freed slaves claimed that they should also enjoy the rights stated in the Declaration of the Rights of Man along with the French citizens. A slave revolt against white colonial masters was organized by Toussaint Louverture, a former Haitian slave, and a complex civil war broke out. In 1801, he issued an authoritarian constitution for the island, establishing himself as governor for life and abolishing slavery. As soon as Napoleon came to power, Toussaint was captured and sent to France, where he died in prison. Napoleon re-established Haiti under French rule in order to restore it back to its earlier profitability as a plantation colony. However, Haiti became the first Black Republic in 1804 after the French soldiers surrendered to the slave army in 1803 due to disease and their superior weapons. Brazil was ruled by Portugal, and its revolution was mainly a conservative movement. The Creoles wanted to maintain their privilege while also achieving the independence from Peninsulares. When Napoleon invaded Portugal, the Portuguese royal family fled to live in Brazil until Napoleon was defeated. Portugal demanded to have their king back, so King John VI left his son, Prince Pedro, behind to govern. A Brazilian party was formed by Creoles who wanted independence, and they convinced Prince Pedro to declare Brazil as an independent country with a constitutional monarchy. Led by liberalistic and nationalistic views. When Napoleon conquered Spain, he put his son as ruler of the colony in 1808 and wanted to enforce liberal principles of the French Revolution. This angered the ruling elite of the Peninsulares, who were aristocrats and wanted a divine right monarchy with a strong church. The Creoles supported the king because they saw an opportunity to expand their power at the expense of the Peninsulares. The first peasant uprising was led by Father Padre Hidalgo. It was supported by Creoles because it was aimed at the Peninsulares, but it was unsuccessful. A second peasant revolt was led by Father Morales. It was successful, and independence was declared in 1813, but it failed to gain support of the Creoles, so revolutionary movements stalled until after the Napoleonic Wars. In 1820, Spain took over Mexico and enforced a new liberal constitution, which limited the power of the church. This united the Peninsulares and the Creoles against the king, and they won independence again, with Iturbide becoming king in 1822. This is a revolution against a representative government, and Iturbide was eventually overthrown by the military and a republic was declared. Spanish-ruled Venezuela had revolutions starting in 1811, when Creole revolutionaries formed a liberating junta. However, mixed-race cowboys called Llaneros supported the king and fought against Creoles and the republic. Simon Bolivar took leadership and appealed to nationalism, which united the Creoles and Llaneros against the king. He advocated for a united South America and independence from Europe. He seized power in Caracas, Quito, and Bogota. With the help of Jose de San Martin, revolutions were successful in Chile and Lima, Peru. And in 1824, the last of the Spanish viceroy was defeated and Latin America was completely free from Spain. The Latin American revolutions were successful in the sense that they won independence from Europe. The independence wars brought popular sovereignty to the New World and the concept of multiculturalism. However, three main things remained in Latin America after the wars: rigid hierarchy with the Creoles on top, the Catholic Church controlled everyday lives, and patriarchy was still strong. Some long-term effects were that within the newly independent nations, civil wars broke out between the conservatives, liberals, and the military on the best way to rule. Also, strong military leaders known as caudillos emerged and dictatorships were formed. As for the mother countries, these revolutions brought the conclusion of European political dominance and direct economic income from the Americas. Spain lost the profit from the colonies, who began trading with Great Britain.